We have to do it for ourselves. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am alcoholic. Today, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I cannot be any more grateful. I want to thank our friends inside the treatment facility that we visit twice a week. We went in last night and held a crosstalk meeting, and those meetings are always a lot of fun, great dialogue and conversation. If our friends from the facility are watching this morning on our YouTube channel, thank you guys for letting us come in and hang out with you on a Tuesday night. You guys kept us sober one more night, and we greatly appreciate it. I'm for sure. I want to talk about a couple topics today that came in, about a topic that came in last night, and we just ran out of time. We weren't able to get to it, so in true Recovery Classroom fashion, I want to discuss it this morning with you guys here on the Morning Monologues. And the topic, it's a valid question, actually. How do I know I'm doing all this for me this time as opposed to doing it for someone else? I can't tell you the number of times I asked myself that question, especially in early sobriety. When I look at my own personal drinking career, if you will, I can't tell you the number of times my wife would say, can't you just get clean and sober? Can't you just get sober for your family? Do you not love your family enough? Oh, okay, that's a pretty good motivator, right? Or my kids would find me drinking and they would start crying and be upset and concerned about my health and just my behaviors and actions. And it's like, Dad, can't you just stop drinking for us? And well, that's a really good motivator too, you know? So every time I would undertake this effort at getting clean and sober, I was always met with success, albeit a limited success. It was never anything that I myself would personally count as long-term, at least for me and my own personal progress, if you will. Ask yourself, how many times did you try to stop for a spouse, maybe a significant other? How many times did you try to stop for your kids? Maybe you got that nudge from the judge and you were trying to stop for the man in the black robe. And then ask yourself, how successful were you? At one point in my drinking career, I thought I was successful because I was sober for 4 years and 4 months. I was white knuckling it. I wasn't working a program. Didn't want anything to do with AA and all that mahamba jamba. Thought they were all crazy. Besides, I had discipline. I had willpower. I could do it on my own. And we saw where that landed me. By 2018, I was back to drinking every single day. And as the big book says, my alcoholism beat me into a state of reasonableness. And so by July of 2021, I came back into the rooms. And I remember hearing people say, well, you have to do it for yourself. You have to want it and do it all for yourself. So, and I can't tell you the number of times that I had to seriously try to ask myself, am I doing it for me? So valid question. How do we know that we're doing it for ourselves this time as opposed to somebody else? The first thing I want to point out here is you don't realize you're doing it for you until you've already started doing it. In other words, you're making a consistent, concise effort, just 24 hours at a time, just one day at a time. You're making a clear and consistent effort to make it to the end of your day drawing a sober breath. Every day I woke up, just even today, every day I wake up, I always tell myself, no matter what, I cannot take a drink today. No matter what, my goal for today is to lay my head down on a pillow and go to sleep rather than passing out. And that consistent effort day by day will help you soon realize that, hey, maybe you are starting to do this for yourself. Another thing I remember thinking is no matter what happened, I always had to do the next right thing. No matter what anybody said to me throughout the day or what anybody did to me throughout the day, I always had to do the next right thing. Whenever I didn't know what the next right thing was, I would always try to do the next thing right. I was about 90 days into my sobriety whenever a couple things hit me. It was like, one, I'm actually 90 days clean and sober. Holy shit, I couldn't have told you the last time I was 90 days sober. But what really became apparent to me at that point, I was about 90 days, is I realized I'd never learned how to love myself. Matter of fact, I realized I'd hated the person I had allowed myself to become. And I was about 5 months in whenever I identified new things, new techniques in order to teach myself how to learn to love myself. Recovery isn't about getting clean and sober. It's just not. I know some people may be surprised to hear me say that. Recovery is about learning to love ourselves enough to where we stop wanting to hurt ourselves. So give yourself time, take some time, be patient, and trust the process. I always hated hearing that. So trust the process. With that being said, I'm out of time. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I cannot be any more grateful. We'll be be talking again soon. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.